Years ago, I stood in this chapel and officiated the funeral service for a woman named Ruby. She and her husband Joe had been married for 63 years. He was a World War II veteran, and while Joe was away fighting against tyranny, Ruby signed up to be one of this country's riveting Rosies. And now the riveter was no more. The funeral home was empty except for Joe and Ruby's grown son, his wife, and Joe. Very much to the side, I and the father of the funeral director looked on as we granted the three their last few moments before they would leave and Ruby's casket would be closed. Joe was no longer a young fighting soldier. He was a gray-haired man who was confined to a wheelchair. I remember Joe's son walked behind the wheelchair with his hands on the handles, but he wasn't pushing. Joe was digging his heels into the carpet and was literally drawing his own wheelchair across the floor, footpool by footpool. Tears were streaming down Joe's cheeks, and his nose was in need of a handkerchief. It was a sight of absolute love and absolute loss. Joe could barely see over the edge of the coffin, yet he looked at Ruby without pause. Joe lifted his hand and placed it squarely over Ruby's. How long was that moment? In the midst of it, the funeral director's father whispered to me, saying, "How do you go on?" Before I could answer the whispering question that had been left in my ear, Joe patted Ruby's hand, and he said, "I'll see you soon." I whispered back, "That's how you go on." Joe died within the year. Love's one of the few things that perfects during times of pause. Love grows as it's filtered through grief. Love grows as it waits for a reunion. Love grows as it has nothing to feed on but memories and tears and laughter. It's a bad thing to be constantly gratified. The impatience of the world leaves speeding and blaring society nothing to look forward to. Those who interrupt and selfishly advance are those who are most deeply infected by death's dissection. Yet when a life loves fully and looks forward fully, the speed and volume of life can neither seduce nor deny. The story of Joe and Ruby is just one of the many amazing testimonies of hope you'll find in my new book, As She Is Dying.